Hello and welcome, or welcome back to the Dandelion Diaries. Today I have my Health Hobonichi Weeks again. This is in the 𝗦𝘃𝗃 cover, anemone, I think is how you say it. And I went ahead and took y'all suggestions and put a piece of paper in between the cover of the fresh green, gross Hobonichi Weeks cover that I've learned that I don't like anymore. And I'm okay with this paper, but I don't know. I mean, I love the Coffee Monsterz Co. and this looks really nice. And it's the green I wish this cover was, but we're going to go with it anyways. Moving on. Today we're going to be doing a new weekly spread in here. So if you've seen my older videos, I do like my meals over here, a check-in here, goals, a happy moment routine, and fasting time. I'm keeping most of this the same. The only thing I'm going to be changing is the section where I have my fasting time. This is becoming a bit redundant for me, and if I miss a couple of days or I forget to fill it out, it's hard for me to backtrack correctly, and I just think it's not really serving my purpose, so we're going to change it, and that's what the beauty of having multiple planner pages is. Anyways, I originally was going to split this column in half to do this and then leave the fasting time, but I think I'm just going to keep with the same sectioning I have and change what's in the sections. So let me erase my little line that I made there. I'm just going to take a light colored fine liner. This is a Staedtler Tri Plus in, I think it's cream. I think cream. I don't remember the exact. This one may not be cream because I have two and I think they're the same, but one's a little bit different. I don't know. I think it's cream. If you want to find one, you'll find it, I promise. But I am going to go ahead and draw out all of these lines. And I actually rewatched some of my old videos. I don't know if anybody else does that. Just because I wanted to see what I talked about last in my Hobonichi Weeks. And I realized I was so far away. Like all of the writing and everything was like super far away. So I am so sorry for that. But we are improving ourselves every day. And if you watch some of the old ones, just, y'all can tell me if there's things you want me to improve on, and I will take your criticisms with, a grain of salt if they're too harsh, but I always try to improve wherever I can. I know in my last video I talked a little bit about meal planning in that Hobonichi Weeks and how I use a sticky note to write down the ingredients. Well, we have upgraded from ingredients to actual meals now. So I originally was using whatever was in my fridge and just writing down a list of things and then coming up with ideas on the fly. And it worked for a little bit, but I'm going to be honest, it got to a point where, analysis paralysis, decision-making troubles just kind of took over. So we stopped making stuff and we started eating out more, and that was not the goal. So we wanted to make sure we were eating at home and using the ingredients we already had. And since I'm able to cook every single day and I really enjoy cooking, I wanted to try something new. So we tested it out last week and it worked great. So by we, I mean my significant other, we lived together. Anyways, we basically wrote down all the different meal ideas we could possibly make for this week, and then we talked about when we would want them, and then I would prep everything on Sunday. If we needed to get groceries, we'd get groceries throughout the week, but we'd prep everything on Sunday, and that way, starting on Monday, all you have to do is either warm it up, like traditional meal prep, stick it in the microwave or reheat it on the stove, or all it would do is be like a 20-minute session of cooking because I would just have to cut up some stuff and stir fry it really quick. So with that being said, we are going to be doing the same thing, but instead of having the fasting time in this block, we're going to put all of our meals. But let me go ahead and finish decorating out my page here. And I've just been really enjoying my fountain pen here. This is my Kaweco Sport in Smooth Sage with a broad nib in and it has Atlas iron ore inked in it, and I absolutely love this ink. Let me tell you, I'm obsessed. So I usually write with black ink anyways, and the fact that this is black with red sheen and sparkles, it's just a little happy place for me, for sure. This is Tombow marker 910, and I'm just highlighting the sections that I feel like need to be highlighted on my page. It just helps me kind of differentiate some areas, and I like the way it looks. And then while those dry, I'll write in the other sections, and then when they're done drying, I'll write on top of them. So up here at the top, I always put my goals, and I try to give myself 3 goals every single week that I want to try to achieve related to my health or fitness. And then down here is where I do my weekly routine. And then at the bottom here, we are going to start putting it as meal plan. Instead of fasting time. So we went from fasting time to meal plan. And I think it's going to work really great. At least I'm really hopeful that it's going to work really great. So wish me luck. In this section up here, I just write down meals because I usually only do meals in the big portion of the week side. And then I have a little tiny delineating line for workouts and meditation. As for the weekdays, I do like to go ahead and letter in the day itself in a different color just to make it stand out more. I feel like it looks really nice. I guess it is kind of annoying having to write over the text that's already there, but I'm not a huge fan of the date cover stickers, at least in the Hobonichi Weeks. In the 𝗦𝗃𝗃 𝗁𝗃, I like them. But in the weeks, I feel like it just adds too much bulk to the right to the edge of the page. Alrighty. So now that all of my headings are pretty much done, oops, I missed one actually. I usually put check-in up here. I am going to take out a couple of stickers for this section here. So I try to have a happy moment every single week, and that just helps me to kind of appreciate something every time I flip to a page or a new week in my planner. I see it and I'm like, wow, okay, this week was really great because this happened, or whatever. And I just like to reuse old kit stickers, so I have a crap ton of the little post-its, but I usually try to find something like this, like a little flag sticker will work, or I'll even use one of these if I don't have any flags. But I just kind of separated these out on old sticker sheets by color, just so I have a way to reference a color scheme if I'm doing something specific, but nothing too crazy. Anyways, for this, I usually just kind of do it on my hand because I don't mind if it's a little less sticky in case I have to pull it up. But I try to line up the edge of this sticker with the edge of the other sticker so they become like one sticker, so it's like layered on top of each other. And then I will take this and put it down on top of the place that I highlighted for my happy moment. And I think that looks really nice and seamless together. All right, so the only other things I'm really going to do is my goals, my routine section, and then meal plan. So I'm gonna leave that right there. For my goals, I'm going to take a zig dot marker that matches my color scheme, and I'm kind of doing an orangey, pale, creamy color. So I'm just going to take the zig dot marker in Island Coral. It's not gonna match perfectly, but I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to I'm going to use the thin side for once, and we're going to write in for the routine just because I don't want to use the cream colored liner because it's too light. And for my routine, I try to do the same things every single week. I have been very poorly lacking on the first 3 between walk, run, and lifting. I used to work out every single morning, and I used to run 3 times a week, and I used to walk 2 times a week. And now I guess I don't. But we're trying to get back to it, and we will get back to it because the internet is going to hold me accountable. And I don't know if that's a good way to go about it, but that's what we're going with. I also try to read every day, meditate every day, eat vegetarian at least 3 days. So I like to see which 3 days that I eat vegetarian. And then I also like to practice my Spanish because I'm trying to become fluent in Spanish. And then the last thing I've been checking is if I left the house, which sounds kind of like a funny thing to write down and track, especially in a health planner. But I have realized since working from home, I don't leave the house anymore, and it is a problem. So we're sticking with that. The other thing I'm going to write down, like I said, is the meal plan over here. And I do need to write down my goals. I'm going to use a fountain pen for this. I'm going to use my Pilot Kuno. So this currently has an ink called Hickory Aflame. It is a Robert Oster ink, but it is Vaness exclusive. So if you haven't heard of Vaness1938.com, they have tons and like thousands of inks. I'm not even kidding. And that's where I got this one from. For my goals next week, I definitely want to write down eat vegetarian at least 3 days. And you'll see with my meal plan, I have that option. And then I also want to finish 1 book because I have been really lacking in my reading and I need to get back to being better about that. And then the last thing I want to do is no coffee from shops. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that goal, but every single week I have been getting coffee from Dutch Bros because it's 7 minutes away from our house and I'm spending too much money on coffee. So I'm trying to save money for stationery. So I'm sacrificing my coffee so I can have stationery. And that's the way I'm seeing it. And y'all can hate me for it if you want. Anyways, moving on to the meal plan. So I'm not going to designate these out for each day. I'm literally just going to write them like a list. And then when the day comes, like I'm going to prep everything to make this stuff on Sunday. So yesterday, since this video is going up on Monday. So on Sunday, I am going to prep everything for this. And then that way, starting on Monday, all I either have to do is heat it up or only cook for about 20 minutes and be done. So we're going to write a list because some days, if it's really hot, maybe we'd rather have like tuna patties. Or if it's really rainy and dreary, maybe we'd rather have picadillo. Like, it just depends on the day, honestly. I also like to put leftovers on my meal plan because if we don't eat all of something and I don't have to cook again, or we just save some of that prep for another day, then I want to have leftovers on there so that way we know to eat the leftovers. And the last section that I'm going to do for this is the decoration section. And I'm going to be using a new sticker company or new to me, I guess, and that is Sticker Guru. So these are just a couple of sheets from them. This is their Fresh Start Deco sheet, and this is their mini sunflower deco in gold foiling. So I'm just going to kind of play around with how I want these to look. I really like these little shelf looking things, stickers, geez. And I wanted to stick them down here almost like washi. And they do have some transparent stickers, but I didn't see a whole lot. But for their mini decoration sheets, like the foiled ones, they have so many choices. I was very impressed with the amount that they had. But I figured these little botanical looking sheets were really appropriate for the health weeks that I was going for because, you know, plants and growth, and it's all about health. And I'm not being too picky with where I put stuff just because it doesn't really affect the planning in this. It just is the way it's going to be. And I'm going to stick this right there. And I'm going to do one more of these. I think I'm going to do this one because it's got books on it. And since my goal this week is to read a whole book, or finish a book, I guess I should say. And then the last little bit, I'm just going to add some of these little cute little decoration sparklies, because spreads aren't complete without a little bit of sparkle, right? And also, if you watched my video yesterday, you will know that I talked about how my sunflowers are finally in bloom. They're 8 feet tall now, y'all. They are so big. I'm in love. In love, in love. Anyways, that's all I'm going to be doing for this plan with me. I know it's kind of different since it's not necessarily planning in the week itself, more planning on the side. But let me know what you think about this in the comments, if you think this is a better section as a meal plan, or if you liked it better as a fasting time tracker. So let me know what you think. I think this may work better for me, but we'll see. If you're interested in more content from me, I do have an Instagram. I will leave my handle on the screen. You can check out anything over there. I do share pictures of my garden and other fun stationery things. But again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support more than you guys will ever know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.